Hey Bulldog fans, Jalyn Johnson with Hill State Productions here. I am standing next to the queen of track and field here at Mississippi State, Coach April Thomas. We're about to take a walk with the Dawgs. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. You are, like I said, the queen of this coaching staff. In your years of coaching, has it ever been hard for you to prove yourself to get respect as a woman in this field?
Yes and no. Yes, early on I will say it was a struggle because I was, fresh out of college, entering into a field where I was no longer an athlete, but I'm now on the coaching side of things. So it was kind of like a deer in the headlights kind of thing where transitioning, I'm like, okay, I have to prove myself because, some of these coaches know me as an athlete, but they don't know me as a coach. So am I good enough? Do I know what I'm doing? Like, can she do it? Type thing. So with that, I had to, prove myself because I wanted to, stand out with the rest of these great throws coaches in this conference. The reason why I say no because my boss, gave me all the resources I needed to, become a great coach. So, he allowed me to go to those places to shadow coaches, to go to clinics and stuff like that. So it was a give and take on both sides.
What was the key to making that transition from being an athlete to being a coach?
The main thing I think with me is to realize that, hey, I have to mature a little bit because since I'm not an athlete and majority of my athletes at the time were around the same age as I was, so I had to, adjust to let them know like, hey, I know we're the same age, but I'm still coach, like so, we kind of kiki, laugh about things, stuff like that too, but at the end of the day, please remember I'm still coach.
When people started calling you guys Jab You, when did you realize that that was becoming a thing? Did it catch on for you really fast? How did that come about?
Oh, actually, our old SID, he was like, we got to come up with a phrase, for the group, since they're doing so well. And I was like, well, you need to talk to the guys, the girls about it. I was like, I don't even know what to begin on it with that. So, they, bounced around a few ideas and talked about it. And then I think at the end, they just settled on Jab You. So I was like, that's perfect. Like, I'm okay with that. As long as you guys like it, I love it, So once it starts to catch wildfire a little bit, I had, coaches coming up to me, he was like, man, like they were saying the same thing too, like, man, y'all Jab You over there. One even coach even refers to me as the Skittles coach. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, man, you tasting the rainbow. You got kids from all over the world, So I was like, okay, sure. They, for the most part, they consider it a challenge because they're trying to keep that Jab You brand alive. So, as far as throwing, make sure I bring in good recruits and talk to the recruits and, get them realized, like, hey, as far as javelin, if this is you want to be great, this is the school you need to be at. So I really appreciate that.
At the beginning of the 2019 season, you got swept the podium at the end. Was there something different in that preparation that you felt like this is going to be a special year? Was there something about that year that you knew that was going to happen?
I did. At the beginning of the year, I always have an individual meeting and a group meeting with my kids. Just talking with them and like, hey, the most important thing is at the end of the year, I want you guys to be All-American. Whether you 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, it doesn't make a difference. I just want you to be All-American because it makes the training we did that year worth it. So, and I told them, it's no pressure. So I was like, the goal is to, hey, once outdoor season start, hopefully the first meet of the year, we get a qualifying mark for first round nationals, and then we train through. It makes it a little bit easier. Throughout the year, they hear people like, oh, y'all got a chance to, sweep the podium, go 1, 2, 3, which is great, but, we weren't really just shooting for that,
Right.
We were just more like, okay, let's stay healthy, score points for the team, become All-Americans, and that's exactly what they did. So when we did sweep the podium, that was a bonus, because I didn't want to put that pressure on them, with the outside talks and stuff like that. We got to go 1, 2, 3. No, stay healthy, score points, and if you get 1, 2, 3, that's the bonus,
And that's what we do here at Jab You. That's what we do, 1, 2, 3. Thank you for taking the walk with the Dogs with me today on your terrain.
Oh, no problem.
And we're going to get back with Jab You a little bit later. So Hill State.
Hill State.